Assalamu alaikum. I am on live. Join me. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. I'm gonna share this. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, you can hear me. If you can, let me know. I'm going to get ready with the recipe that I'm going to share later on in this video. So you'll be seeing me getting ready with everything else. Okay? When you come in, just like and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And then also share it to other sisters, okay? The rest of your platform that you watch, that you engage. All right, so I'm getting the recipe ready. I have some couple of ingredients right here. I have that, I have this. If you're joining, please join and let me know where you are joining from, what question you have regarding pregnancy, nutrition, childbirth, education, labor preparation, and everything wellness in between, okay? Women's health. All right, so I have all of these ingredients, okay? I have laid them all together and I have my pan right here. All right, if you can guess what I'm making, that would be awesome. Please, if you join, let me know whether you hear me, okay? So I can be sure that I am not talking without the microphone. All right, so yes, I have all of these ingredients waiting for me to make a very delicious recipe for you guys to show you how to make it. It's very easy. It's a granola recipe, okay? It's very, very easy. I have seen a lot of granola recipes that without oven, you don't even know how to make it. And when you go to the store to get it, it's kind of like expensive. Granola is such an easy thing to make for breakfast, for a snack, for just munching on when you are pregnant, and then especially helpful when you are breastfeeding in your postpartum stage and you are experiencing a lot of hunger cues, right? So it's very, very helpful to make. Easy. I'm going to use a pan instead of using an oven. All right, and then I'll show you how easy it is. All right, so as promised, I mentioned that I was going to come on live to speak about Ramadan. Ramadan is around the corner. It's not far from here. If you are preparing to fast and you are pregnant, I'm going to explain a little bit. I have made a video before, I think it was last year or maybe a little over a year, that I have shared a lot of information regarding pregnancy and fasting, Ramadan fasting, and then also breastfeeding and Ramadan fasting. I will link it in the description box below if you're interested to watch it. But this is just a brief thing. I have a whole scheduled scheduled video to edit and to continue recording regarding Ramadan and pregnancy and trying to conceive and breastfeeding, most importantly, as well. So stick around and watch out for that. If you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Today, I have gone in the back end and have checked to see how many subscribers I have that watch the videos that I share. And apparently it's about 90% of you who watch me, who engage with my content and my channel, are not subscribed. So do well, please, to subscribe. It goes a long way to give a support for this channel and for the information that I'm sharing and for the impact that I just want to bring in this space and to sisters who might not even know that they need this education, all right? And then also, they don't know where to go and get that education from, right? So I hope that you join this family. You are welcome every time, all right? So click on the subscribe button and join the family and engage. Click the like button. It doesn't cost anything. It's free just to click, and it goes a long way supporting this channel. So please do that. All right. So if you are planning to fast and you are pregnant, you know that the first person you have to ask is your provider. If you have asked your provider and your provider said you cannot fast, probably the provider is not a Muslim and doesn't know really what Ramadan fasting is, right? So you want to explain to the provider a little more into detail what Ramadan fasting is. Ramadan fasting is not like any other fasting. Allah has made it easy for us in the sense that we don't fast all day, right? We only fast 1/3 of the day. Or for some people who live in the Northeast, and then in this country, Northeast, we fast a long time, but alhamdulillah this time, in winter, Ramadan is happening in winter, so it's not going to be a lot of work. It's going to be so easy, right? So iftar is going to be around maybe 4:30 or 5 o'clock instead of like 9 o'clock when it's in summer. So so if you happen to be fasting that long, then it's going to be a little bit of preparation on your part as a pregnant woman. So you mention to your provider that even though you want to fast, you want to just explain to them if they can, if you have, first of all, a disclaimer. If you are pregnant and you are planning to fast, sometimes you have to know your history. Sometimes you have to pay attention to your history of pregnancy, and then also the situation of fasting. Like I said, if it is a long hours of fasting, if it is in the summer, if it is really going to be hot and hydration is going to be a problem for you, then no fasting at all. But if that, Allah has made it easy for us already. He mentioned it in the Quran that we don't have to fast. But when you fast, it's better for you. When you have a healthy pregnancy, you are not high risk. You have very low risk pregnancy. Your pregnancy is not hard, it's blissful. You are nourishing yourself in a wholesome way. You have nourished yourself already before you got pregnant, okay? And then when you got pregnant, you ask yourself as well if there has been any nausea, there has been any vomiting, excessive vomiting, there has been any sickness, fatigue, all as some signs that show that you are probably depleted in one or two minerals, or the macronutrients, the micronutrients. You need some repletion. You need some supplementation. You need to pay attention to your nutrition. But if I'm not saying that is not to say that women who are going through any of pregnancy symptoms are not well nourished. It could be that you are not well nourished. Let's face the fact. It could be that you are not well nourished, yes, because a lot of the symptoms of pregnancy are as a result of depletion of nutrition, okay? Depletion in nutrients. So if you are depleted in certain nutrients, minerals, the essential minerals, the macronutrients, the micronutrients, you probably would experience a lot worse symptoms in the stages of pregnancy that you are. So paying attention to that is very, very important. Yes, so make sure that you are not high risk, you have a healthy pregnancy, and then if you are not being forced to fast. Certain communities, it's kind of a norm for pregnant women to say, I want to fast because everybody else is fasting, because I will be judged, because the stage of pregnancy I'm in, it's kind of like not a hard thing to do. Or most importantly, women would be like, I don't want to be missing too many fast days that when Ramadan is done, I will end up making up the fast all by myself, right? In that case, you want to really pay attention. Pregnancy, it's not a long-term thing. It's only for a period of time. It's like 9 months to 10 months. So pregnancy is gonna end and Ramadan will come. Ramadan is also not a long time, right? It's only like a 29 days or 30 days. So it's gonna come next year and you have a whole lot of time to make up those fasts, even if you are not able to like make it in every day. You take some breaks and make one and make two and make three, like that, right? So Allah has made it easy, remember, made it easy for pregnant women not to fast, right? If you feel well, like I said, you can decide based on your health if you want to fast. But I highly recommend, as a nutritionist, as a health professional, that even if you have a healthy pregnancy, you shouldn't take on Ramadan fasting every day. Some nutrients that you have in your body already, that is nutrient stored, can be the nutrition, or is the nutrition for pregnancy, for the pregnancy, can help to sustain the pregnancy. Baby doesn't need that, like you have to eat every day to get that nutrition. But certain nutrients require you to take in food all the time, to take in that nutrient all the time in order to get it, so baby gets it. So if you end up fasting and then your iftar is not a wholesome iftar, your suhoor especially is not a wholesome suhoor, right? And you are not hydrating when you break your fast. You know, Ramadan is like everyday thing, right? So it's like every day for 30 days. And being that you are pregnant, you don't get a free off days like sisters who are not pregnant. sisters who are not pregnant will get at least 3 to 4 days off days when they are bleeding, when they are experiencing when they are going through menstruation, right? And then maybe at most 7 days to 9 days, depending on how long a sister's bleed is, right? So if you are pregnant, you don't get those days. You have to fast every day because you are not bleeding, you're not menstruating, right? So factoring in that is also very important. If you are going to fast, are you going to fast every day, or are you going to fast maybe a day intermittently, a day and then take a break the following day and then make another one the next day and then another one, you break your fast and then the cycle continues? Are you going to fast every day, right? So if that is being the case, you have to pay attention to your suhoor. Your suhoor must be a wholesome suhoor, making sure that you are paying attention to the macronutrients especially, so that you don't get depleted and you don't lose mass. You are also paying attention to the micronutrients so that your energy levels is high. And then baby also gets all the micronutrients, because those are the nutrients that will be lacking when you don't eat wholesomely during pregnancy. For the macronutrients, that you don't have to always have it, because your body will store them. Your body will store fat, your body will store protein, your body will store carbohydrate in different forms. But some of the micronutrients and the minerals, electrolytes, are not being stored, especially the B vitamins. They are not being stored a lot more in your body. You have to always supplement and eat foods that are high in them. The omega-3s, you need them most, because baby is going to get it from where it's supposed to get it, to make the brain, right? So if you are not getting those, probably baby is not getting it as well. So paying attention to that is very, very important, okay? And then factor in all of the other things that I mentioned. If you decide to fast and you have a healthy pregnancy, mentioning it to your doctor so that the doctor knows that Ramadan fasting has a suhoor window and a iftar window, and those windows start at dawn. You can eat all the way and then right at dawn you stop, and then your Ramadan starts up until sunset, right? So those hours, for instance, this year we might end up fasting because Fajr is around 6 o'clock here Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to be 4:30. So we'll be fasting for like 10 hours or 10 and a half hours. That is pretty good compared to fasting for like 16 hours when we have to break our fast at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. That is hard. If you are not drinking enough when you break your fast, it's going to be very difficult for your body to have adequate amniotic fluid, especially if you are heading towards your 3rd trimester. You don't want to go to the hospital and then the hospital will tell you you don't have adequate fluid, right? Dehydration can send you to the hospital pretty preterm, and God forbid you have your baby early. Dehydration can cause a lot of hypertension-induced, pregnancy-induced hypertension, Dehydration can cause pregnancy-induced hypertension. Dehydration can cause brain fog. It can cause headaches. It can cause restless legs. It can cause a lot of stuff. And then the B vitamins as well, that's the same way as when you are vegan. Vegans, if they are not taking the B12, they run the risk of being anemic. And then also they run the risk of not giving birth to a child who is anemic, who has a low iron levels, right? And low iron levels is not a good, low B vitamin, B12 is not a good thing, right? Because you cannot get B12 enough of it from plant foods. So it's the same thing. If as a mother who is pregnant and you are not eating properly, you are not eating wholesomely, especially when is your eating window, that's the suhoor and the iftar, then it piles up because you'll be fasting every day. And then that keeps on being a cycle. And when are you going to nourish yourself? After 30 days? And it's going to take a toll on your body, right? Already pregnancy would take what it's supposed to take from your body and give to baby. It's just you, the mama, who is going to be depleted. You have to fill in the gaps for yourself. If you don't fill in the gaps for yourself and it continues like that, you see that you don't feel well. Your body starts to become very not well because the bones and the joints, all of the calcium, all of the vitamin D's, especially also vitamin D is one of the hormones and nutrients that is needed for you to get every day for baby to get it, right? It's not really stored in your body for your body to give it to baby. No. All right. So yeah, if you are planning to fast, this is what my recommendation would be. Fasting has been made not obligatory on you. Know that. If you decide that, okay, even though it's not obligatory for me, I just want to try it because I am okay, I feel good. The fasting window is not long enough. You can try, but don't make it obligatory on yourself when Allah has made it not obligatory on you. Okay? Even though Allah has said making it, that is when you are breastfeeding. If you decide to fast, it's good for you. If you decide not to fast, you have not erred. You have not sinned. Okay? Totally a choice. So what I recommend to my clients and what I recommend a lot before in videos that I have previously made was this. Paying attention to all of these things and factoring all of these things, your nutrition before, your nutrition during the first trimester, and then whatever trimester you are in right now, if you are in the third trimester, you need certain micronutrients. Your body is getting prepared for labor, especially labor is also nutrient expensive. And then also you are entering into postpartum. And postpartum is going to take up from you because you need that nutrition to heal. If you are breastfeeding, you need that nutrition to breastfeed the baby. And then you need that nutrition for yourself. You see that your hair starts to break off because it starts to break off during pregnancy. And then when because of all of the progesterone and then the hormones that is surging in your body, you don't see a lot of hair fall. But immediately baby comes out and the hormones plummet, your hair starts to fall. You cannot prevent that. That is by nature what happens. Okay? So paying attention to those things, that all of these factors come in. Okay. Okay. All right. So I might, let me see if there was any chat that came in. I don't know. I can't see chats, but later I see that there are chats that came in and I couldn't read them. All right. So I have given enough information on this live. I think I have an emergency call that I have to pick up. I would hop back on. If you're interested, you can join later, okay? Where I will share even more information about factoring all of the other things that you have to factor to fast during pregnancy, and then also making this awesome recipe for suhoor or for breakfast or for snacks. All right? So, jazakumullahu khairan for joining me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.